In western Lake Erie, huge algae blooms have become a perennial problem, and the effects can be severe. But efforts are underway to restore lost wetlands and shrink or prevent future blooms. From Toledo, partner station WGTE brings us the story.
The harmful algal bloom of 2014 left 500,000 people in the Toledo area without drinking water for 3 days. Without warning, the water coming out of the faucets and shower heads for more than 500,000 people was unusable, even for washing or brushing teeth. Shelves in local grocery stores were ransacked, and people went out of the region in droves searching for water. Although the water has since been deemed drinkable, the harmful algal bloom returns every year. In 2019, the algal bloom grew to 620 square miles by mid-August. Its major cause, as we now know, is excessive nutrient runoff, mainly phosphorus and nitrogen from agriculture fields or wastewater. But the story of this modern crisis goes back tens of thousands of years. Meet Clint Mock, a local author and historian of the Northwest Ohio region.
If you go back in time, I mean way back, this area was covered by 2 miles of glacial ice. And when it finally melted, oceans rose back up to the levels that we know them today and left a lot of strange things, and including the Great Lakes. Beside the Great Lakes was this place called the Great Black Swamp. But it was an absolute terrifying wilderness that blocked out this whole section of Northwest Ohio. Water and soft mud, and you couldn't drive a wagon through it, and the horses would get stuck up to their bellies in soft mud.
The Great Black Swamp was a nuisance, so starting in the mid-1800s, almost 1 million acres of it were drained to create productive farmland. In a few decades, the region was transformed.
The remnants are ditches. I mean, Wood County still got 3,000 miles of ditches that they maintain. Thousands of miles of ditches to get the water out, which eventually, of course, gathered through here and there and ended up in Lake Erie, which it still does today. And that's part of the problem.
When the Great Black Swamp was drained, the watershed lost a valuable filter, and the fertilizer used on Northwest Ohio farms had a straighter shot into Lake Erie. Today, 4.5 million acres of agricultural land drain into the Maumee River and then into Lake Erie. The runoff contains nitrogen and phosphorus, and when those nutrients reach high concentrations in the lake, they don't feed crops. They feed a type of harmful bacteria called microcystis, and that's what caused the 2014 water crisis. Todd Crail is a lecturer of environmental sciences at the University of Toledo.
In 2014, we woke up in August one morning, and we were told we couldn't drink our water. The reason we couldn't drink the water is because of microcystis. And under certain conditions, the microcystis will become extremely abundant. In certain circumstances, produces a lot of toxin called microcystin, which will wreck your liver with a very small concentration in parts per billion.
With his students, Crail conducts field research, propagating native plants on the campus grounds and in city roundabouts. Their goal is to rebuild the natural filter of the Black Swamp one plot at a time, thereby reducing the amount of nutrient runoff feeding the algae bloom.
Wetlands are important in Ohio because they are what I call the liver of the landscape. When you have a healthy amount of wetlands, they will fix any changes, they'll help balance the load, they'll help make things livable. The nitrogen goes into a wetland, and if the conditions are right, particularly having water in the summertime, we begin a process called denitrification that will convert nitrate or ammonia molecules of nitrogen into nitrogen gas and send them off into the atmospheric pool, which disallows these blooms to happen.